So this is the B2B webinar, why Shopify B2B would be a strategic choice for 2023. I'll start sharing my screen. Tero, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning, everybody. Very nice to see so many people here participating. B2B seems to be quite an interesting subject. So, this is interesting also for us. Okay, let's wait maybe a couple of seconds. There seems to be a lot of people joining right now.
So just to recap, why Shopify B2B should be your strategic move for 2023 is the agenda for today. And what we will cover is briefly about Woolman. We are Europe's largest Shopify partner. What does Woolman offer for our customers? Then secondly, why go B2B on Shopify? We will cover the basic functionalities and also that what we have learned so far. Then Tero will go a bit deeper in the capabilities and also look at the roadmap for next year. What do we know Shopify has already announced? What will come out? And what should you be aware of? And then finally, we will end today's session with a live B2B demo so that you will see Shopify's B2B functionality live with a actual sandbox store. And if you have any questions, please use the chat window, ask those questions. And by the end of this webinar, we will cover as many as your customers as only questions as only possible. So please use the chat window to ask us any questions, and we'll cover them by the end of this session after the live demo. I have today with me Tero Junttila. He's the CTO of Woolman, and he has already been looking at Shopify's B2B functionality a lot with our customers. My name is Mikko. I'm our chief evangelist. I've been helping our brands for 4.5 years, D2C brands, and also companies that want to explore B2B a lot. I'm a former Shopify Plus merchant of 2 times, and we'll be hosting this webinar today. Woolman is Europe's largest Shopify Plus partner. We have been helping more than 350 brands during 5+ years. We have offices currently in 5 different countries, but our employees are currently located all across Europe, and we are serving our customers globally. So we are mainly focusing on Shopify Plus level brands that have this kind of like enterprise focus, or are digitally native vertical brands for whom D2C is their life and death. We do offer everything under one roof, so we are a one-stop shop when it comes to Shopify, team development, private apps, growth services, growth consultation, logistics, whatever, everything you can find from Shopify. And Woolman can offer and help our customers to succeed. Our motto is that we help our customers hand in hand. Tero, the basic question here is why go B2B with Shopify? What would be your take?
Okay, of course, in a larger sense, it's this economic situation, for example, and is giving us the opportunity to kind of take care of our reseller network and offer the best possible service also for them and also for the larger B2B clients and so on. But why Shopify exactly is B2B commerce, e-commerce has been long predicted that it's coming closer to D2C commerce, and in that space Shopify has been proven leader for a longer time. And now finally kind of this B2B functionality is part of Shopify, native part of Shopify Plus. So everything that we are talking about here today is already in place in Shopify. And what is the best part of it is that everything that Shopify has built before for D2C and also what the Shopify ecosystem has built during the years are basically available also for B2B, at least to a certain extent. So yeah, that part, that what all the proven capabilities that Shopify has done in the D2C space is now available for B2B, since we have those key capabilities that B2B needs, and we are talking about those more later in this webinar.
Great. Thanks, Tero. And then, of course, we are often asked the question that if I already have one Shopify Plus store for D2C, or even if I have multiple stores, then you can get a very cost-efficient B2B solution where you can already utilize parts which you have done for your D2C operations, as example, the storefront and other parts. And then other being, as a former B2B merchant myself, when I look at how cost efficient this is in comparison to most other solutions such as Magento's hybrid solutions and others, we are talking about a different scale. And I would love to point out an example of our customer who were then looking at this B2B possibility already a few months ago, and they were like, oh my, we can do this in a very, very cost efficient and flexible manner, so that I could even have like brand specific B2B stores or B2B stores that are serving only part of my B2B customer base due to this flexibility. But let's go there in a heartbeat. Tero, what about the Shopify ecosystem? Why that is vital part to understand when we are talking about Shopify's B2B functionality?
Well, for the B2B, the same benefits that's been there for D2C for a long time is kind of also the key benefits for B2B, that it's a SaaS-based platform that is kind of proven by millions of brands, the scalability, automated updates, security as a part of the platform, also support service, and the fast time to value that Shopify has proven, and cost-effective, easy-to-use platform. All those capabilities we need from B2B point of view too. And the scale of the Shopify ecosystem is also important. Of course, it's what Shopify ecosystem is. It is like agencies like Woolman that are helping merchants to build their sites, to grow, and so on. But it's also the technology partners. There's a lot of them. We have a next slide which is kind of giving a quick look how much technology partners there is. But it's also other like value-added partners. It can be, for example, 3PL logistic partners that are already connected to Shopify ecosystem. And if you are expanding to new markets, you can find, for example, these 3PL partners that have a ready-made integration, and it's much easier to expand to new countries, even to new continents, and so on. So that scale is giving a lot of support. But of course, when we come to B2B, these key capabilities that Shopify have now added are important, because we could say that D2C is basically, for B2B, we need basically everything that is needed for B2C, more or less, plus these B2B functionalities.
Great. And then typically people also ask from us that, hey, what about data? As they know that if you are in a D2C space, it's all about data. Data is vital. So does Shopify enable then good data collection and everything that's related? And I can assure you that, yes, definitely, Shopify's data model is great also on the B2B side. And as example, our data management platform, Evangelist, supports Shopify's B2B platform as well as it does like B2C stores. So it's about collecting data and understanding your B2B customers as you do for your possible B2C customers. Tero, what do you want to point out here?
Well, this is an example of Shopify Plus technology partners. So the biggest one, the most important ones that are connected with Shopify, and gives a little bit of picture that how many different areas these partners are covering. Like e-commerce platform itself is important, but to make a complete solution from end to end, you need a lot of also value-added services that are supporting exactly your business. And this is giving a kind of example that these are the big ones. These are the Shopify Plus level technology partners. But of course, there is a lot more. there's thousands of apps in the App Store, and like I told you before, it's not just the technology partners, but it's also the partners that are helping merchants different ways.
Great. What about the new capabilities that Shopify has now added when they have released the B2B functionality? What are the most important ones so far?
Well, it is listed here, and we will see it in action in just a couple of minutes. But I think what Shopify did was exactly the most important things that what we were missing from B2B point of view. There was applications available that were able to do part of this, but now these are kind of native part of Shopify, which makes it much easier. And of course, price lists are one of the most important thing for B2B, that you want to give them special price, not just price rules, but you might have a negotiated price per customer. So now you are able to do that, and even in a more granular level, like having it customer location-based price list if they have project or something, that you can utilize those. Companies, of course, as a new customer group is important. Payment terms, B2B is usually about invoicing. That's important. What are the payment terms? But you can still use the online payment methods for when you are, for example, expanding your B2B network, and even to smaller resellers and so on. You can still use the online payment methods, but B2B is mostly about invoices. The whole checkout experience is very familiar from D2C, but still there's these important things added to checkout, that you can get you can have a dedicated addresses for the B2B customers where you are delivering. Since you are invoicing customers, you have a place for other important information. And then self-serve, you can give customers rights, for example, to change their address details, even shipping and billing address, depending on how you want to process with those. And last but not least, the business customer, or so-called B2B APIs. B2B is very often very kind of ERP driven, and this is something that was missing in many cases when previously B2B solutions with Shopify were built with apps, that these APIs were missing, and there was a lot of manual work. Now this is native part of Shopify and very important. And this is also giving opportunity to kind of for pure B2B players that are not brands doing both D2C and B2B. I think this makes Shopify B2B very interesting also for those pure B2B players, and we are seeing that much more interest from those companies.
Great. Thanks, Tero. And what I would still like to point out, that it's not only about the technical capabilities, but also, as I was lately shopping from an existing Shopify B2B store that was lately released, that the customer experience was like probably the best I've ever had in a B2B store. It was easy to use, it was clear for me, and everything felt smooth. And I can't say the same about the most B2B stores where I've been shopping. What about upcoming updates? What do we know so far?
Yes, so far we are actually here in this timeline. We are exactly where is the half to and upcoming launches. So we have already seen that some of these have been launched, like business customer API, draft order checkout. So now admin or your B2B salesperson is able to do orders on behalf of customers in the Shopify admin. Due on fulfillment payment terms is already there, and these things are coming. So we are in the middle of that of launches that are still coming 2022. Well, then we have also some information from Shopify what is going to happen first half to 23. More B2B APIs. but some interesting areas like contextual publishing. We don't have exact information what this means, but most likely this is somehow grouping what type of customer you are and what information you are seeing on the site. Shopify already have contextual inventory in beta, which is giving you kind of different view depending on inventory depending on where you are. Are you in Europe or US, for example, or which country? You see different inventory availability. This is most likely something similar that what are we publishing products and content, but we'll see. But then also some quite common B2B use cases like quantity breaks, quantity rules that are often needed. Now it still needs some customization, easy reordering that can be, of course, done already now with Shopify Teams, but more we will see more on that side, and then of course also B2B discounts. For the longer run, it's much more uncertainty, but for example, headless support seems to be on the roadmap. Maybe partial payments via deposit and bulk at products with grid view, but those are things that we can already do with team customizations.
Great, thanks, Tero. How do you feel about the roadmap itself? What would be your personal opinion?
I think all of these are important. There's still Shopify has still a long way to be a real B2B platform in a real complex cases when we come to wholesale and like very complex B2B processes and larger companies that have negotiated their terms, and they might have their full team doing things and buying for them, and they are buying for many different entities and so on. There's many things in place, but of course this is coming from the D2C point of view. So where the perfect match is kind of D2C companies who would like to consolidate everything, like maybe actions that they are doing in a physical store with Shopify Post, they have online store with Shopify, and they also would like to take care of their reseller network with Shopify B2B. Then they have all the data in the same place. They have very streamlined processes, and just managing, for example, product information, prices would be much easier. That's kind of the sweet spot still.
Really good points. Thanks, Tero. And I would like to add on top that we've seen in some cases that this is actually a very good fit for those who haven't yet digitalized the whole B2B process. If that's more manual, then this could actually be a fit for those as well. Now it's perfect time to send us questions. We're heading to the live demo part. So please send us questions if you have any, and during the live demo, you are free to do that as well. I'll stop sharing my screen. Tero, now it's your turn, please.
Yes, I will share mine. So here we go. Let's wait until it loads. So now we are in Shopify admin, and you can see that under customers, there's a new customer profile, which is called companies, and that's basically where most of the things that we are doing with B2B in Shopify is happening, or at least you can find it from here. Companies gives you the list of B2B companies that you have added to Shopify, and we can add, of course, this through integration, or we can do this manually in the Shopify admin. And let's see some of our demo customers here. One here is the Woolman company, and when we are coming to the company site, we can see that how many orders customer B2B customer has done, what is the total sales value, but we can also see that what kind of rules there are in place. For example, in this case, Woolman has two different price lists that we are using. The company has two different locations that they are ordering, and there is a list of people that are working on behalf of this company. When we go to locations, so basically all those B2B rules, what we have, payment terms, price lists, etc., are connected to location. So we can have a different rule set. For example, here I have a Tampere location in Finland and Jyväskylä location in Finland, and I have different rules and different prices. So let's see what we have here in Tampere. We have shipping address and billing address, but we can also see that this location is getting prices from Woolman price list, but also from like more general B2B campaign price list. And Shopify is calculating what is the cheapest price for each item based on this price list. Let's go to price list a little bit later, but see what else we have. We have a payment term selected here, and in this case it's 30 days. And this means that when I have payment term and I'm checking out, I will get an invoice as a payment method. If I don't have a payment term here, this would mean that I would have to use online payment methods to complete my checkout if it's available. There's place for, of course, for VAT IDs and so on, and tax exemptions, which are really important. So basically, when a customer is added, first we add a company, and then we need to add customer representatives, and they will have these rules. And basically, when this is done, we can just send these customers email that you have access to B2B store, and they don't need any password, they don't need anything else but the kind of account here, and they will be emailed every time when they want to log in that code that they could use to log in and get their B2B prices. But let's see how the price list actually looks like. So in a simple case, it could be something very simple, like you have a B2B price list which is giving you the percentage-based discount. But we can adjust these prices also in a level that we can give every product its customer-specific price. So basically, in this case, this demo Woolman customer could get a specific price, then we can give every variant its own B2B price. And this can of course come directly from ERP and be using those B2B APIs. And here we can see which products have a fixed price, and the other ones are using then automatically the percentage-based discount. And there's no limit how many price lists we have. So basically every customer can have their own price list, or it can be a combination of a kind of general B2B price list, plus there could be some differences that this customer has negotiated better price, for example, this collection, and we are giving those products a different price point for a specific customer. With these price list, we have company information, we have price list, and we have payment terms. That basically allows us to start selling in B2B, because Shopify is using everything else, like product information, everything else directly what is available here. If you have Shopify store already available. So let's see how it then shows when a customer arrives to the storefront. So here I have a customer who has just logged into webshop with the B2B account, and I can see my customer specific prices here everywhere where the prices are presented instead of D2C prices. So I can add products to the cart, and I can check out automatically using all my details that are coming from my B2B account. So here are my contact details, and I have the address already based on since Woolman company in this demo had 2 different locations, and one of them was chosen when I logged in. And basically, I have a very simple checkout. All I need to select is shipping method that I want to use in this case, and then review my order that everything is okay. And since the payment term is 30 days, I can just submit order, and then the backend process would send email to me. This can be also configured so that this would create a so-called draft order, which then is checked by the merchant that everything is okay, availabilities and so on are okay, and then it's accepted to be a actual order. So very simple process. And in my B2B account section, which is different from D2C, I can see all my orders, even this last one that I just placed, and I can manage account information, and for example change since I have rights to change addresses, I can change the billing address and shipping address that is used for this B2B account. So this was in a nutshell what Shopify B2B is about. It's native part there, nothing needs to be installed. This is just to start using it. But then there's always, of course, questions like how you want it to work. Is it working in the same storefront than D2C? Is it a separate store? Do you have a separate inventory for B2B? And that kind of details that matters when the actual setup is done and what needs to be in place. Let's leave a little bit of time for the questions also.
Yes, great. Hey, thank you, Tero, for this. This was really good. There are a few questions. Jacinda will go them through in a heartbeat. And if you feel that you would like to explore this B2B ability better, please contact us. We have a B2B discovery format for customers who want to understand this much more in depth, and we are keen to help you out. And thank you, Tero, for this great demo. Jacinda, let's take the questions now.
Yes, so the first question we have is, does the merchant carry the credit risk in the invoice? Does Shopify have, or is there a B2B invoice or partial payment coming with a financing partner?
Not yet. This invoice means that it's the merchant's own invoicing, so they need to have their partner to covering risk if they want to do that. Shopify is not doing that automatically.
Another question is it possible to use customer groups and customer group connected price lists, or does price list need to be connected to each customer individually?
Yes, it needs to be connected each customer individually. So every customer needs to have a price list, but it can be the same price list. So we can have a group level, like a price list which is covering a certain group, but the actual connection needs to be done to each and every customer, and it can be done also via integration. But yes, we can use the same price list for multiple customers, but it needs to be connected to every customer. So it's kind of a little bit other way around thinking.
Is it possible to show other payment methods for the customer than the invoice in the checkout, i.e. many of the B2B customers still want to buy with a credit card?
Right now, it's a kind of either invoice or the other payment methods. So if customer has those payment terms, then it will be invoice, and that's the only one that they are seeing. And if there isn't payment terms available, then it's kind of all the payment methods that are available in the store, if it's not restricted by Shopify function, for example. But then it can be credit card, it can be something else. And even in that case, we can still add the manual invoice to the checkout as a payment method. Yes, so it is possible. Is it possible to add volume discounts? That needs to be, right now it needs to be customized, but that was one of the things that those quantity breaks were something that were on the first half 2023 roadmap. So it is coming.
Then we have a final question. Are B2B orders paid offline charge the processing fees?
That is a very good question. So if the payment method is invoiced, these orders doesn't have a transaction fee. So basically only the orders that are going through online payment methods, like a credit card payments, then it has a processing fee, but if it's an invoice, then it doesn't have a transaction fee. Very important question, yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Tero. Thank you so much, Jacinda, for today.
Thank you, guys.
In case if you need further help, feel free to contact us. We are delighted to help with B2B. And I also want to point out that we will have a new webinar coming on 8th of December. There we will cover Shopify markets, as that has been requested from us a lot. So kindly stay tuned. Wishing you a really, really nice day, and was very good to have you here. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.